workout is all about the spine. We're going to mobilize the spine and we're going to work through the muscles which produce all the spinal movements, taking it to the abdominals as well as the back muscles. So starting as we always do, we're going to distribute the weight evenly around the triangles of our feet, keeping our knees nice and soft, tilt and release from the headlights to make that bowl of water steady. So we have this nice neutral spine as well as the neutral position of our pelvis. Engage in from your belt muscle. Wide open shoulders, stacking the shoulders over the ribs, ribs over the hips. And we're going to start with an exercise called Mermaid and just flow through spinal mobility from there. So keeping the knees soft, you're going to float an arm up and over, making a nice C curve. Gently bending through the knees as you reach with the lower arm towards the back of the knee, reaching up and over with the top arm, making a nice C curve and stacking it all back. We're going to exhale as we reach up and over. Inhale as we come back. Exhale to go up and over, even distribution between both the feet. Inhale to come back. Feeling a nice long stretch, and think of the movement as a reach rather than a collapse into the ribs, and stacking it back. Keeping the knees soft and just taking a step slightly wider. We're going to lift the arms and open them out wide so that you can watch your fingertips from your peripheral vision. Soften through the elbows, and we're going to take that into our spine twist. We exhale as we reach away. Inhale to come back. Moving from the forehead, nose, chin, and chest bone as a unit. Exhale and reach away. We can inhale and hold this. At the same time, we want both our headlights to face the front. So we're not twisting from the pelvis. And we come back. Exhale away. And inhale to come back and release. Like I always say, you can do as many repetitions as you like. Go towards the end of your mat. We're going to work through a roll down and then take it into an all-four series. So we inhale as we prepare for our roll down, lengthening from the spine all the way from the top of the head to our tailbone. Arms are just floating nice and free by your thighs. Inhale, exhale as you nod your chin towards your chest. Remember not to squash your tornado. Start sliding the shoulder blades down the back as you make a nice deep C curve along your spine. Go as far down as is comfortable. If you really want to touch your hands to the mat and you can't, you can bend and soften through the knees. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale gently, reaching away from the knees and stacking the spine one vertebra over the other. From here, we're just going to keep our hips steady. We're going to walk the mat. Land onto our all fours and uncurl at the toes. We're going to keep our hands aligned. Shoulders and elbows are nice, wide and soft. Taking the chest bone and the belly away from the mat. We're going to work into mobilizing the spine into our cat and camel. Starting with the tailbone. Leading with the tailbone to take the tailbone towards the ceiling. Releasing one vertebra at a time. Eyes just look forward. We're not going to hinge into our neck. To go into the cat. On the exhale, we're going to nod our chin towards our chest, drawing in from the tailbone simultaneously, making a deep C curve in the reverse direction into our camel. So we inhale to cat. Exhale as we curl, working from the abdominal muscles and mobilizing the spine from its deep flexion position and stacking the spine back into its neutral. From here, we're going to take it into our thread and needle. So we're going to take an arm, thread it through the other, reach into a rotation and bring it back. Switching over to the other side. Reaching into that stretch and coming back. Once you've done a few of these and worked into the twist in all fours, we're going to take it into a lovely hip and spine mobility exercise called tail wag. You're going to lift a foot off the mat and you're going to follow your toes with your eyes like a little puppy wagging its tail in all of that happiness. So we look with the side bend, shoulder goes towards the hip, and then we switch. And we look and we switch. Really working the side wall abdominals, and then of course always evening it out on both sides. And there we have a nice happy puppy, and going onto from there into a prone lying position. You're using the head pad below your forehead, taking the belly and the headlights away from the mat. Tailbone goes down towards the heels. We're going to place our arms out. And progressing from our last series where we just worked on the scapular and shoulder muscles, we're going to add some movements with the leg, maintaining that spinal stability in the back. So we lift and hover the arms. Think of reaching with the fingertips towards one end and the toes towards the other, and lowering it. You're going to exhale as you reach, inhale to lower. And as you're shifting from one side to the other, we want to make sure that we're not shifting at the pelvis or the headlights. Walking the feet out into a wide V, turning the heels in and making a W with our arms, we're going to go into a spinal mobility extension exercise called the Cobra. We're going to gently lift and peel one rib off the mat, lengthen through the spine and make a nice banana C curve as we lift. Inhale and feel that nice deep breath going into the base of the lungs. Exhale as we lower down from the belly button, from the ribs, and coming back into our aligned position. The Cobra is a beautiful extension exercise as long as we're not hinging from the back or at any one spot in the spine. And then we're bringing it all back down. Bringing in your feet, gently pressing through your arms. You're going to take your buttocks to your heels and stretch into your fetal stretch. Coming onto the all fours and then taking it into our sideline position in a side bend position. The top hand goes onto the top hip. Take the hip away, keeping the elbow not directly under but slightly away from the shoulders, and align your head and neck. We go into a side bend, again working the side obliques. We exhale as we lift and inhale as we come down. Just keeping our spine in a nice long position. From here we fold into a kneeling position, coming up and taking it into a stretch and mermaid to go into a side bend on the other side. So it's the same movement as we did in standing. And then to continue with the flow and the sequence, we're going to come over so we don't forget the other side and work into our side bend. And a few more, how many ever you like. Coming up into the mermaid, taking it over to the other side now. And when you've done with that, we're going to turn, sit into our long sit position, align through the spine, nice and long. Feet are slightly more than hip width apart or mat width apart. Lifting through the arms, taking that into a small C curve in the lower back, to reach into our spine stretch forwards. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale as you stack and reach up into the spine. Inhale at the top. Exhale, drawing in from the headlights, making a C into your lumbar curve, taking that C up and over, reaching your fingertips towards your toes, head towards your knees. And then ending it with a chest stretch with a thoracic extension. Inhale as you lift the heart or the chest bone up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you bring it down. And that's all for today's workout. Thank you.